But the first part of verse 2 says, and sometimes we miss this part, there the angel, not just an angel, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of a bush. What? The angel of the Lord appeared from the fire out of a bush. Now, if that wasn't startling enough. And then it says, Moses looked and another wild thing was happening. The bush was not actually burning. It says, and the bush was blazing and yet it was not consumed. And my favorite part of this bit is what Moses says. Moses says, I must turn aside and look at this great sight and see why this bush has not burned up. Never mind the angel. Never mind any of the rest of it. I have to see why this is happening. Why is this going on? Moses was curious, despite an angel flying out of the bush, despite the bush being there on a dry desert mountain where anything on fire could be dangerous. He was ignoring his sheep by this point. And he says, I must zero in and see what the heck is going on with this bush. Why is it not actually burning? Have you ever had a moment like that? When something wild was going on and you focused on some random detail? Anybody had a moment like that? Did anyone see the bear video on Burnaby Mountain from this past week? I wish I could play it. There were a bunch of people at Burnaby Mountain at a park, sitting there having picnics and reading books and doing things, when this great big lumbering black bear, do-de-do, wanders into the park, and you see people slowly back away. And they sort of drift away and they back away. But the weird thing is no one yelled bear. I don't know why. But they all sort of backed away, except for one couple. There was a woman lying on her tummy on a blanket reading a book. And there was a guy, or maybe she was doing something else, you can't really see. But there was a guy sitting cross-legged reading a book. And everyone wanted to know in the comments, what was he reading? Reading this book. And the bear came behind where they were lying. And people started yelling, hey! Hey, buddy! They didn't yell bear, but they were yelling all this, and they weren't hearing it. They were so zeroed in on what it was they were doing. And finally, when the bear was right beside them, someone yelled and got the man's attention. He jumps up, he sees the bear, he gets off the blanket, and his partner jumps up, and this is the strange Moses-like moment. The bear is right here, and she reaches down, and I bet the bear's hair tickled her arm. It was that close. Reaches down and grabs her shoes.